Disclaimer! The following episode contains spoilers for Aquaman. Don't go crying to your mum if we spoil it for you. You've been warned. Welcome to Podcapers, the official podcast of a place to hang your cape. And this week, we're reaching the end of the year and we're finishing it off with a good DC movie? Well, I never. Cue the music! Hello there, Capers, and as I said, welcome to Podcapers, the official podcast of a place to hang your cape. My name is Scott James Merridew, and this is the show where I talk about various geek and nerd-related topics, and I'm joined each week by a very special different guest. She's been on the show before, she's the editor of Podcapers. Give it up, Capers, for Alex Mirabal!
Hi!
How are you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It is this episode is going to go out on Boxing Day, and it's which means Christmas will have come and gone by then.
Yeah. I mean we don't celebrate Boxing Day over here, so.
Honestly, no one really celebrates Boxing Day in the UK. It's just a day that we call Boxing Day. No one actually does anything on it except for maybe just eat all the leftovers.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's like the day after Thanksgiving, or the week after Thanksgiving in the U.S. It's just all leftovers all the time.
Why eat anything else? There's still half a turkey left. Get up turkey and cheese and cranberry sauce sandwiches. Jeez.
Yes.
And also we finish it off with Aquaman.
Yeah.
I mean. Okay, so bit of backstory. Way back when I was a simpler, more naive bastard, I saw that there was going to be a Suicide Squad movie, and I thought to myself, well, gee, that looks fucking amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be great. It's got an original idea, great cast, good director. I think this is gonna be absolutely spectacular. Oh, wait.
It still had a great cast. That didn't change.
Yeah, but
a lot of other things changed.
A great cast in a bad movie means nothing to me. Nothing at all. And, since then, I've had zero expectations for any DC movie, because my little heart can't be broken again. I'm sorry it can't. And so I had no expectations for Wonder Woman, and I was pleasantly surprised. I really, really enjoyed it. I had no expectations for Justice League. What a surprise, it was shit. I had no expectations for Aquaman, and it's back to being good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good time, and it's not my favorite DC movie, but I love it. It's still a fun movie.
Yeah, I mean, even I'm kind of surprised by how good because it's fucking Aquaman. How would you make Aquaman? And people have tried over the years to make Aquaman interesting. Family dilemmas, cutting off his hand and giving him a hook hand, giving him a big fucking beard, making him more grumpy and moody. It turns out, all they fucking needed was fucking Khal Drogo.
I was watching an interview that Jason Momoa did, and he's been very adamant about Zach's involvement in his casting. And when Zach told him Aquaman, he was like, I don't look like that. He's like, I don't want you to look like that. I
don't look like a blonde twat with a crew cut.
Yeah. And he's like, did I have to cover up my tattoos? And Zach was like, absolutely not. Keep all your tattoos. Keep everything.
But I saw that infamous first poster of Aquaman with him with the quindent and the dark eyes and the beard and all that sort of stuff staring at it. And I thought, wow, they are really trying hard to make Aquaman look good. But here's the thing. Leaving aside the Aquaman look, focusing on the character, Jason Momoa brings it to life because Jason Momoa is charismatic as fuck.
He really is. It is like it's so interesting to me to see how much like he is just that character. Oh, damn it.
Alex, why are you barking?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I get it. You like Jason Momoa. He's hot. There's no need to go woof.
Yeah, no, this movie killed my soul as a bisexual woman. Like,
oh
Amber
my
Heard
God.
and Jason Momoa, I'm dying.
You were treated. That's what you are. From the minute Nicole Kidman washes up on shore to seeing Amber Heard in the push-up leotard. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh my gosh. The entire movie was like, no, you can't do this to me.
Oh God, what do you think of the fish people? That's the thing.
I mean, it made me excited for the possibility of Lagoon Boy. It's like, okay, so it's possible. Like, they have the technology.
We can build him. We have the technology. Create Fish Boy. Hello there, chum. That's how
Fish Man.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Fish Man. Because as we know, Aquaman always has, manly sidekicks. Aqualad.
Yeah.
Aqualad. Aqua Boy is patronising enough. Lad. If he had a girl sidekick, that'd be Aqualassie.
I think it's Aqua Girl, actually. I think they just...
I know it's Aqua Girl, but that's why he's Aqua Boy and Aqua... Now when I say Aqualassie, I'm thinking of an underwater dog. What's that? What's that, girl? Can we stuck down the well? We're underwater. Everyone's basically down a well. What's the problem?
Every superhero has a dog, I'm sure, or has some kind of animal. I'm sure
Superman
has had a dog at some point.
Superman has Krypto the Super Dog. Batman has Ace the Bat Hound. I think either the Flash or Wonder Woman has Streaky the Super Cat, or is that Supergirl?
I think that might be Flash. I don't know. When I was a kid, I watched the Krypto TV show. Oh, yeah. And I can never remember who Strike belonged to.
The Super Dog, Krypto! I saw it too. It was fine. We're barely 5 minutes into this and we're getting sidetracked. Jeez. Right, so, a lot of eye candy in the show, but I think the thing that sells this movie for me are the characters. Almost all of the characters, I think, work in the movie. They make sense. All the motivations are clear, easy to understand, and fit perfectly. And all of them, to varying degrees, are still enjoyable in their own senses. And I think that's, by far and away, and a shadow of doubt, the worst thing about a lot of this new DC extended universe, is that the characters just don't make sense. We got it right away with Man of Steel. Superman was dark and dull, and he was destroying things, and it didn't fit the character. And
I would disagree with that, but that's a discussion for another time.
You think Superman is meant to be dark and gritty?
No, I don't think he was dark and gritty. I think people misremember that. I think the entire point of Man of Steel was that he always feels responsible for everyone who dies when he could have saved them. And it's not dark and gritty, it's him wanting to be the best possible guy and just not being able to, and he feels bad about it, and I feel sorry for him.
Name one scene where he smiles.
Every time he sees Lois Lane.
Okay, fine. Jeez. Moving. Okay, all right. So you got a great memory. Anyway,
I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, but I have been part of that discussion for a very long time. Of Man of Steel is actually an awesome movie.
Just because he takes his shirt off doesn't make it an awesome movie.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's the king of the female gaze. That's all I can say. There's so many shots of Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck, and they're mostly naked, and I'm like, thank you, Zach.
Yeah, sure. Every single character. I mean, dear God, Commissioner Gordon. I can't whistle like that. It's not something I'm really good at. Anyway,
I'm into seeing J.K. Simmons do something sexy.
J.K. Simmons is sexy without his shirt on. He is just a sexy mother. Anyway, what the fuck are we moving on. So, Aquaman, I think this is probably something that Zack Snyder's probably had the least involvement with. I don't know how involved he was with
Him and his wife are listed as EP, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, if we can have a good Transformers movie where Michael Bay is involved somehow, like as a producer, but far, far, far away, we can have a good movie featuring the DC characters, and it helps this movie's directed by James Wan, who more is seen as sort of the savior of great superhero-y action movies.
Yeah, what is up with that? I only ever saw Saw. I love the Saw series, but he's gone so far away from horror that he's just he can do anything.
Yeah, he did all the Saw movies. He did Insidious, The Conjuring, and of course that one, Fast and the Furious movie, and now he's doing this. Wait a minute. I thought that he was the guy who did Star Trek Beyond.
Did he?
I don't think it. Well, I'm looking on his Wikipedia page right now, and I don't think he did.
I think it was a different James.
Different. Am I confusing my Jameses? There's too many Jameses. Research. Should have done this.
Yeah.
Google, give me the answers. It was
Justin Lin.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know these people's faces. Like, fairness, it's the exact. Well, no, it's not the exact same initials, but it's both their names, their surnames have only 3 letters. So give me a break. But James Wan. Okay, so I don't know as much about James Wan as I do Justin Lin, but yeah, he has gone. I mean, those movies, except for maybe the Saw movies, they were fairly well received.
Well, he only did the first Saw movie, and that movie did gangbusters.
Oh yeah, because that was when it's more indie.
That's considered the only good one.
Yeah, he did that one, and then he did Dead Silence and Death Sentence. Never seen, don't care. Insidious, The Conjuring, Insidious Chapter 2, The Conjuring 2. And Furious 7. I haven't seen any of these movies because I hate horror, but I can understand that Insidious and The Conjuring are doing quite well in terms of horror.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the third franchise that he's directing. Patrick Wilson, guy loves him.
Oh yeah, he's probably. I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of Patrick Wilson. I don't think he's a very good actor, simply because he makes the same face in everything. I hate actors that make the same face in everything. He's that sort of slightly concerned, slightly bored, staring off to the distance, looks like he might need to go to the toilet at some point look.
Yeah. My brother thought he looked like Will Arnett the entire movie, and then I couldn't stop hearing Lego Batman.
I mean, but I'll be honest, he's good in this movie. I think they could have cast a slightly better actor, but they could have cast a worse actor. He's fine in the role.
I think him as a villain is a good idea.
Maybe because I don't like him. Maybe that's why. And this movie has a lot of really... it's Jason Momoa. I liked him way back in Stargate Atlantis. I think he's great. Amber Heard, I never thought she was a particularly great actress, but she's fine in this. Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. Dafoe!
My mom was absolutely convinced that he was going to betray them the entire movie. He's like, he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. And I'm like, no, he's not. Just because he's Willem Dafoe.
Just because he looks like he wants to tear out your spine, it does not make him a bad guy. I mean, he seems like a lovely person. I have nothing against Willem Dafoe whatsoever. He does look a bit scary, and he sounds a bit scary, but I'm sure he's absolutely lovely. And he's lovely in this movie. And then we got fucking... Nicole Kidman, and I had no idea she was going to be in this movie. She's in there. Boom. Great for her. Someone else who I was not familiar with. I'm going to get the name wrong. Yahya Abdul Mateen II. Is that how you say his name? I'm sorry, I don't know.
I have not listened to a lot of things with him, so I don't know. Or watched. He was in he actually has played Manta before. He played him in Justice League Unlimited.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that have we ever seen a character who played a character in a cartoon, except for Mark Hamill with the Trickster? Have we ever seen a character play a character both animation and live action?
I don't know about the same character, but I know a lot of the new DC animated movies have all different like of their TV actors. I think
Yeah,
Preston
Nathan-
Williams is going to be in the Superman movie coming up, and Cameron Monaghan from Gotham is going to be also in that movie, and I don't think he's playing the Joker.
I know Nathan Fillion.
Oh, he's done everything.
Yeah, he's in everything, but I know he played Green Lantern
Same
a
with
lot.
Alan Tudyk, yeah.
Oh, well, Alan Tudyk is in fucking everything. He's in Doom Patrol.
Yes, he is. He's also he's also in Young Justice.
Oh yeah, he's Green Arrow.
He has his hands everywhere.
Well, of course, he's Alan Tudyk. I would happy for him to play every character in everything ever.
Yeah.
I'd cast him in Mary Queen of Scots as Mary Queen of Scots. Let me put it that way.
I'm still hoping for that rumored Booster Gold Blue Beetle movie with Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk, but I don't think it's happening if we're getting Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle movie.
That's wishful thinking, I fear. But we're going to talk about him all day, and then weirdly, we get Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like, oh, hello, Dolph Lundgren. Where did you come from? Are you in this movie? Yes, you are. Okay, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, he's also, like, I didn't notice that it was him for a while, and then I was, like, looking up stuff afterwards, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I saw something that said that he's the first actor to be both in the Arrowverse and the DCEU.
He was in the Arrowverse?
Yeah, apparently he was on Arrow for a while. I haven't been caught up on that in forever, but he was on, like, through 2016 and 2017.
Oh, well, I stopped watching before then, so that's probably why I missed him.
Same.
But
Same.
yeah, and it's just a great cast, and they come together, and they're really good things. And then, so should we just start talking about the movie properly now? So
Yes.
the movie begins with something that we should have gotten in the Justice League movie, and that is some fucking backstory.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure there was. It's just
No,
Joss
there
Whedon
wasn't.
didn't
It's
think
like-
it was precedent.
I remember that movie. It was like, boom, there's a guy, he talks to fish, he's
No,
Aquaman.
yeah.
That's it. That's
I'm sure
it.
in some cut of it originally there was.
Oh.
Joss Whedon didn't think it was important.
Fuck the Snyder Cut. Fuck that whole thing. If it's not in the movie, I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, they fail. But anyway, it turns out there's Tamula Morrison. I know his name is Tamula Morrison. I'm happy with him being called Tamula Morrison. But from now on, I'm going to call him Django Fett. Because I want that. I want to call him I love the fact that this is Nicole Kidman and Django Fett having a baby. But yeah. Django Fett is a lighthouse keeper, and during a particular storm, a lady washes up on the beach, and she can't speak, and she has to force him to kiss her in 3 days. Wait, no, that's something else. And so after a bit of like, I'm on dry land. Ooh, I'm going to eat your goldfish. that classic meet cute. They get to know each other a bit better. Turns out she's run away from the kingdom of Atlantis because of forced marriage. Not the first Disney princess to do that, but still. And basically fall in love and have a son named Arthur. And we see Arthur at various stages through his life. We see him as a baby, we see him as a toddler, we see him as a young boy, we see him as a teenager, we see him as an adult. And he's fucking cute in all stages of his life, dear God.
Uh-huh. He is so adorable. I love that baby. That baby was so cute.
Little baby fish boy. Anyway, and turns out after like a couple of years, the guards, the soldiers, I don't know, like the stormtroopers of Atlantis find her. She fights them off. It looks really cool, except they have this sort of kind of CGI, fake cinematography, trickery, tracking shot sort of thing that pops up more than once in the movie.
Yeah.
And it looks great for the first 5 seconds. Then it's not so great. It never looks bad, but just looks not so great.
Yeah, I think more money and time was spent on the underwater effects than it was on land, and it was kind of obvious in some places.
Yeah, but that's fair enough, because a lot of this movie takes place underwater. Yeah. And so she fights them off, and then she tells Django Fett, okay, look, I've got to go back to sort this whole thing out, otherwise they're going to keep coming after me, and they're going to kill our baby. And then, at this point, no one says, well, I've got an idea. Why don't we just move further inland? Like, let's just fucking go to Las Vegas. Like, there's no water there. Like, they're never gonna get, like, they're gonna chase you all the way into the heartland of America. Really? Is that something they're gonna be able to do? Like, if you live on the coast, I can understand them finding. It'd be different if she required water at regular intervals to stay alive or something, like seawater maybe. But they never mentioned anything like that, so it's just like, well, why don't we just go further inland and that would solve all the problems? She's like, no, I have to go back even though I totally committed treason by running away in the first place and not marrying this person. But I'm sure it'll turn out well for me. Just stand at this dock like every fucking day waiting for me to come back and pining and wasting your life. Could you do that, please? And he's like, okay.
I don't know why, like... I would assume that it's possible for them to go more inland, like, but they didn't, like, later in the movie when they're super inland, they don't send anyone after them, so, I don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, so she goes away and she never comes back. Arthur grows up with his dad, and a cool scene in which they included the trailer with him as a boy going to the aquarium. Some bullies pick on him right in front of a crowded room with the teacher like just off the side. Like there's no way she's not going to be able to. They're going to get caught, guys. Bullies are a bit cleverer than this. And then he causes the shark to break the glass a little bit, and all the fish just like give this kids the death glare, just like, don't you fuck with him. I mean, sure, we're in the... Like, what's he going to do? Is he going to break the glass and flood the room and kill everyone?
He cracked it.
Yeah.
I think he would. He would try.
I mean, it's intimidating, but I'm just saying, if they weren't intimidated by that, you've got no exit strategy, Arthur. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like, that's it. That is a bee sting situation. Got one go and they're dead.
Basically, yeah. And then he grows up. There's a bit of a backstory spread out throughout the movie, but we're just going to go do that now. At some point, and I don't know how this happened, an Atlantean named Vulko, played by Willem Dafoe, who decided, well, fine, if you're not going to make me the Green Goblin again, I'll go to DC! Because, seriously, best Green Goblin ever. I don't care if they made him in the stupid suit, he's the best Green Goblin. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Love him. And basically starts training him and giving him all of this backstory. Basically saying, yeah, your mum's totally wants to come back, but she can't right now. Oh, God. Everything's fine, young Arthur. She's only going to see you. She misses you. She's just on that farm in the country where she can run and play with all the other mothers. It's totally obvious that she's dead. Anyway, and, he trains him, and then we see Arthur as a teenager learning all these moves and stuff, and basically saying, one day you've got to go back there and sort it all out. It's kind of vague, everything, and we don't really... I mean, I feel like they could have continued... This is spread out throughout the movie. I feel like they could have continued this little prologue thing with this. Do you know what? Actually, take that back. Do you know what I want? I just want a fucking Aquaman full-on origin movie before Justice League. I just wanted them to do what Marvel fucking did because it worked for Marvel. And not all the Marvel movies are origin stories for all of the new characters, because some of them have been introduced before and they didn't want to do an origin story. Spider-Man, it works that way. But we've never seen an Aquaman movie. We've never seen an Aquaman origin on the big screen. So this was a good time to do it, and they sort of went halfway through it, and it works for this film, but it's just a little bit of wish fulfillment on my part.
Yeah, I think that they do a very good job at making this kind of an like we don't get to see him like discovering his abilities or training or anything. I mean, we train in the flashbacks, we get training, but like we still get like he's not the king of Atlantis yet. He's not with Mira yet. He's not yet him. A lot of his villains haven't been established yet. All he's done is really what he did in Justice League.
Basically, yeah. And in Justice League, we see him go down to somewhere at Atlantis and meet some people. So it's clear he's been there before, but we never really get shown that in flashbacks either. And because everyone in Atlantis knows about him, everyone finds out about him. And we get a bit of an explanation for that later. But at the same time, like, couldn't we have seen that scene where he goes to Atlantis for the first time, thinks he's going to be accepted, and they totally and utterly reject him, like, get the fuck out of here, you goddamn half-breed?
Yeah, they kind of imply that he's never been to Atlantis before, which is not true. We saw him go to Atlantis. Why?
We've seen him go to Atlantis, or at least an Atlantis periphery, or an underwater place.
Wherever they're keeping the mother box.
Yeah, basically. And we get a further exposition about that, and it's just like, there's just a bit missing here. And in fairness, this is a very sins of the father type thing. We can't necessarily blame this movie for this. It's another example, even in a good DC movie, of how DC poorly planned this whole thing. And Wonder Woman avoided all of that because most of it, like 99% of it, took place before Justice League and before Man of Steel, before all of that. So it could avoid all those things. And this movie, unfortunately, can't really get away with that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like that, like, if you look at the credits for Justice League, there's so many people that, like, they were gonna, like, there was explanations for, like, Vulko and Orm were both in that movie at some point, and they just cut all of that, and it makes it so that movie doesn't make any lick of sense.
Yeah, but I mean, this movie makes more sense. So speaking with this movie, a year after Justice League, Arthur is basically being like the hero of the seas, and he confronts a group of pirates attempting to hijack a Russian submarine, and these pirates are like Black Ops ninja guys, led by this guy and his son, David Kane, who we know instantly is going to be Black Manta. If you're at all familiar with the characters, you know he's going to be Black Manta. I'm not that familiar with the character. I've seen Young Justice. I know he's in that. And I was given to understand, I think, that Aquaman killed his dad or something. So is that what's going to happen? And we get that scene, and you know what? It's a fucking great scene. Great fight scene. Great scene with Aquaman getting all the people, Russian sailors out. And he knows Russian for some reason. I guess he learnt it from Superman from that one movie where he could speak in space. Meh. And the scene where basically Black Manta's dad is trapped under a piece of rubble, and Black Manta is just like, oh, I can't get it off, Hey, Aquaman, help, please, help, I surrender, just help him. And just like, Aquaman's just like, ask the sea for mercy, because and it's like, you're a pirate, you're trying to kill people, like, I don't care what you do. And it's cruel, and it's hard, and it's cold, but the reason why it works is that you understand where he's coming from. He's not big on the whole empathy, and from his perspective, these guys are merciless pirates. They're getting exactly what they deserved. It's dark, but it's dark in a smart way. Batman, take notes.
There's something like that in a lot of superhero movies. The first fight is supposed to have like the flaw that they're working towards fixing, and that thing is usually, oh, you caused too much destruction. It happened in Incredibles, again, it happened twice in Incredibles, and this movie does, like, actually gives us a flaw for him to look forward to fixing.
Learning a bit of empathy, and this, Black Manta, the actor, I'm not going to call him the actor's name anymore because I can't remember and I can't pronounce it properly, so I'm just going to call him Black Manta. The actor who plays Black Manta acts his fucking heart out. So does the dad. So does Jason Momoa. It's a really powerful intensity. And you know what? You feel sorry for Black Manta. Even though he's an unrepentant killer and a supervillain, you feel entirely bad for him and his dad. And there's like, you know what? I'm just going to blow myself up. Go get out of here because otherwise I'm going to drown. And it's a really powerful scene. And you feel like every line of emotion on these actors' faces. And you completely get his motivation for why he wants to kill Aquaman. Because after that, we kind of want to see him hurt Aquaman in a bit. We kind of... Yeah. I mean, obviously we want Aquaman to win, but it's a classic sort of naturally, emotionally, and morally ambiguous moment. Yeah, they I mean, it could have very easily been... You just didn't save him in time, and I hate you for it, but they don't do that. It is directly Arthur's fault. Yeah, it's actual reason for the villain to hate the hero. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. And then after that, it turns out that it's David Kane. David Kane is the name of Black Manta. There's a big meeting going on between... the King of Atlantis, the current King of Atlantis, Orm, played by, what's-his-face, Patrick Watson, and, but it turns out there's a bit of a backstory between, the realms of Atlantis that they try to get off as quick as possible, and in fairness, they don't devote a lot of time to it, they don't go overly expositional, But they get all across. So basically, there's several different factions of Atlantean people. There's like the ones that look human, the ones that are fish people, the ones that are crab people, the ones that are fucking freaky fish monsters. And
there are two that look like people, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah, there's the ones which are
Nereus's people.
There's the one, basically the one that Mira belongs to, and the ones that Orm belongs to. I don't know what the exact difference is between these people, because we don't. I mean, we get a bit of an insight into these cultures, but not that much. And
I do like that they all have a distinct look. Like, you can tell who Nereus's dudes are, and you can tell who the fishermen people are. Like, even like from their technology, they all look very different.
Their technology, their vehicles, their clothes, their weapons, it's all, and it's the sort of thing that if they ever did a companion comic or something to it, or like an original video animation or something like that, you could expand upon it further, we'd get it perfectly fine. So, credit where credit's due, it's just that this movie's got a long enough runtime already, so we don't need to go any further. And so they're talking about, like, Orm's basically like, we need to declare war on the surface people, and, I forget his name, but I'm just gonna call him Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
No, what was his character's name in Rocky?
Nereus. Oh, in Rocky? Volko, right? No, not Volko. What the hell am I talking about?
No, that's Willem Dafoe's character in this.
Yeah. Drago.
I'm going to call him Drago. Fuck it. So Drago is basically like, no, we don't need to commit war against the surface people. Like, I know they're not the best people or whatever, but, you know, they got some good stuff. Like, have you ever seen Rick and Morty? That shit's great. And then a big submarine turns up and blows the fuck out of them, and Drago is immediately like, you know what? You were right, Orm. Fuck those guys. Let's get them. And Orm is immediately like, I don't like villains that are more content to let their minions do the work for them. Orm is just like, fuck that shit. Give me a trident. Let's go. And takes that thing out by himself. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, follow me, and we'll get everyone together, and we'll sort this shit out. And Drago is basically like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do that. And then we get the first. I've heard this name before. Basically, the person who unites all these clans, and they all agree that they're the person that they'll all follow, isn't just a king. He basically gets like the super duper king title of Ocean Master, which is a character from the comics who I understand is sometimes Orm and sometimes isn't, because fucking continuity.
Yeah.
Continuity!
Yeah. It's one of those villain names that gets passed around.
Yeah. It's basically like if you play Skyrim, like there's the Jarls and then there's the High King.
Yeah.
If you will. And so basically that's the goal of Orm, is to unite all the people of the sea, either through alliances, blackmail, bribery, or in some cases basically just threatening them. And this does not sit well with Volko, who's pretending to cuddle up to him, being like, oh yeah, no, this is a great plan, really great, I'm going to kiss your ass this whole way through and look like I really don't want to be doing this. And Mira, who is, I guess, betrothed to him, and both of them are basically like, you know what, fuck that shit, let's form a secret alliance to get rid of him. How are we going to do that? Well, we just so happen to have a bastard, and that's the word they use, who could potentially be the heir to the throne. Let's get Arthur in this. And then they pop up after a scene where Arthur and his dad like have a big booze up with a bunch of rowdy sailors, which is a great scene.
Yes, it is.
Because it starts out with you remember that scene, the beginning scene from Justice League with Superman and the horribly CGI'd upper lip?
Ugh, yeah.
And basically, like, he's been interviewed by these kids who just randomly walk up to him and he looks super awkward and uncomfortable and like he doesn't want to talk to them at all. You know, like Superman would, because Superman was never friendly to children in the comics. And so these rowdy sailors walk up to Arthur and he's like, "Here, you Aquaman, you're that guy, yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, I am. What of it? Can we get a selfie?" And then we get a selfie, we take a series of photos with them. At first, Aquaman looks really, really, like, uncomfortable, like he does not want to do this. And then we see more snapshots of them drinking together and have a great time, and Jason Momoa looking all smiley and fun, because Jason Momoa is just a big cuddly teddy bear, really.
Yeah, he just gives up on being Arthur for a little bit, and it's just Jason.
He gets funny, and he packs his drunk dad into the car. Mira pops out, just like, I mean, the outfit is it's
interesting.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, okay, if you like it, fine, but like, it's. let me put it this way. Amber Heard looks great in this movie with the red hair and the green outfit, but it's just a little bit fan servicey, which is fine because you know what, she can wear whatever the fuck she wants to wear. You know, go her. But I mean, is that even?
No, I mean, yeah, no, it's not like.
Do we need the cleavage? Do we need the cleavage? Is what I'm saying.
It feels like an outfit that a princess would wear. It doesn't feel like an outfit that someone trying to recruit someone for an all-out battle would wear.
Okay. As someone who lives in a country that has a monarchy, I can guarantee that is not what princesses wear.
Well, underwater princesses.
No, not even that. I'm just going to say, I never seen Princess Anne in that outfit, and nor would I ever want to. Anyway, so she pops up and basically says, "Oh, you need to go down to Atlantis and sort this shit out." And he's like, "No, I'm not, because this is the point where the hero refuses the call to action." And then, what do we see? A fucking tidal wave. That's what we see. And she pops up again to save him and his dad. And he's just like, "Okay, now will you do it? Now will you do it?" And he's like, "Okay, fine." And he reluctantly accompanies her down there to go to Vulcan to Atlantis. And rather than just, it's established that these people, due to their Atlantean physiology, can swim like super, super fast. And they still need underwater vehicles. I don't get that.
I think it works because Atlantis is very much set up like it feels like a city. It doesn't feel like this magical kingdom far away. You can see a highway, you can see cars. It's like they've advanced in a similar way to humans. We can technically walk everywhere, but would we?
I suppose. I mean, it's clear that they've taken some notes from Black Panther and how they did Wakanda.
Yeah.
And to how the city's set up and all that, some of the technology. And I will give Atlantis this: it looks pretty.
Yeah, it feels like in Avatar when they're first going to the forest and everything's lighting up. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Because the ocean floor is fucking dark. They have no natural sunlight, so naturally they would need to light things up. It looks very pretty, and they have to go through customs as well. I like that they have customs because it just shows this is a city. You can't just stroll in. Fuck, you know. And as she says, there are perks to being royalty and having diplomatic immunity and stuff like that. And they have a little bit of a throwaway line about how highborn Atlanteans can breathe air as well, and I feel like that we never get. I mean, we given a bit of backstory, further flashback into the origins of Atlantis. They tried this big technology thing. It caused Atlantis to go boom. Everyone sank, and then they evolved in different ways. But they could have gone a bit further. Why can some Atlanteans breathe air and some can't?
Yeah, I would imagine. I would hope that my idea for that would be those kingdoms are closer to the surface, so they're more likely going to be up there. But that's all I can think of, that would be the explanation for it. I don't understand why, and why not all Atlanteans? Because what does your class have to do with whether or not what states of matter you can ingest? I don't get that. So I mean you should be able to breathe air, but because you're below that particular tax bracket, I guess you can't. I thought they were referring to highborn as a race, the Atlanteans who look like humans.
Maybe, yes. But in fairness, the focus of this movie is on the characters and the journey rather than exposition. Otherwise, we would have had something like the Last Airbender movie. Mm-hmm. As we're not going to get into that. And they turn up with Volko, and it's revealed that basically he was lying to him for most of his life about his mum being alive, shock of all shocks, and she was dead because she was fed to this trench thing with all these nasty creatures in it, so presumes dead. Oh god, that's awful. Wait, they're not showing us this, they're telling this. Oh, she's alive, isn't she? She's alive. Because they never showed us a dead body, and if I don't see a dead body, I'm assuming that character is alive. And B, Like, it's Nicole Kidman. You're not going to have her in for one scene.
Well, actually, I actually thought they were going to go through that. I didn't think that she was going to be alive.
You give this movie too much credit.
I just didn't think they needed to show it. Because, like, why would we need a flashback of... Because we don't ever see Orm's dad, so, like, why would we need him for one scene?
I suppose maybe... A lot of our characters are just in one scene, jeez. And, basically... And then the little conclave, as it were, gets discovered... rather conveniently by Atlantean soldiers who managed to defeat Aquaman, despite the fact this is a guy who goes up against a big space god CGI monstrosity. Yeah. Like, fairly easy, just like, he taps him lightly with his rifle butt, like, boom, down, easy. And they don't even, like, if they captured him in, like, unbreakable metal or something, I don't know. Like, if they borrowed Wonder Woman's lasso. But no, they just, Volker manages to escape without being seen, but Arthur and...
Arthur.
Just Arthur.
Mira gets out too.
Oh yeah, she does as well, yeah. And basically, Orm visits Arthur in captivity and basically says, yeah, your mum was definitely executed for the crime of having, like, a son like you, so it's your fault, and I hate her for it, and I hate you for it. Fuck you. And it's the thing I like about Orm. It would have been so easy to make him a power-hungry, absolute bastard, and there's an element of that. But his reasons for wanting to go against the surface world is that they keep on polluting the sea. That's the thing that's happening, and yeah, understandable. B, he's out of a lot of resentment against his mum. He's clearly got issues. He was raised by his dad, who was established as being an absolute bastard. But he has a streak of humanity to him, or mermanity, if you will. And he basically says, like, I don't like you, but, you know, you're a person, I guess. So here's an idea. You just fuck off. You go, you live forever, you know, don't come back to Atlantis, and as far as I'm concerned, we'll call it quits. There are so many other supervillains out there who would have just been like, I'm going to kill you right now and I'm going to fucking enjoy it because I'm evil, yeah. But he's not stupid evil. He's not even that evil. He's a bad character. He's a bad person, rather. He's the antagonist, absolutely. But he's not stupid. And he has reasonable motive. Well, not reasonable motivation. But you understand him. You understand
You can feel that, like, he was definitely not just raised by his shitlord father. Like, I mean, Mira even says it, but, like, you can feel the Atlana in him when he's a little bit more sympathetic.
But Arthur basically says, you know what? Fuck your deal. What we're gonna do? We're gonna have a duel, motherfucker, for the throne. And almost like, ooh, I accept. We're going to go to the Ring of Fire. The Ring of Fire! Jack, the Reel of Fire. The Reel of Fire. Come on. Bring the Reel of Fire. There's a little Finding Nemo joke for you. But there's a Ring of Fire. It's basically like an underwater volcanic thing with all of Atlantis turning out to watch them get beaten up. And it's a big old duel. And it looks... Okay, so this is where we need to talk about the underwater CGI of the characters. Sometimes it looks great. Sometimes it looks shit. And you never know when the shit is going to look shit and when the good is going to look good.
I spent like half the movie being like, oh shit, that's awesome, and then,
that's unfortunate. And here's the thing, Orm gives a big speech about how he's going to beat Arthur's ass. And then Arthur comes out to a cavalcade of boos, and I thought, is he going to give a speech right now? No, he just pretty much gets right to it. And Mira at this point is dressed up in an actual princess outfit with all the floaty jellyfish bits. Yeah. And she basically can't...
They show the pros and cons thing. That made me laugh really hard.
Pros and cons thing?
They had the display of Orm and Arthur, and they both had pros and cons, and Arthur had no pros.
I get a feeling that this game might be rigged somewhat. That's everything. This movie is funny, but it's smart funny. It knows when and where to use its humour. Sometimes it has funny moments, sometimes it doesn't. And it allows the dramatic moments to be dramatic. It doesn't force the jokes in like sometimes DC wants to do because, like, ooh, funny. And admittedly, sometimes Marvel does it as well.
That's my biggest complaint about Marvel is when it happens, and it happens because there's so many movies, it happens a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marvel have gone better at it. They've realized, okay, we may be doing... Like, I'm fine with the jokes being in Marvel. I like the fact that jokes in Marvel, but not in everything. Like, they didn't do it in Punisher.
I do think there's a few times in this movie where, it gets a little bit silly with the... they add, silly music in the background, which kind of was annoying. It's like, let it be funny on its own. You don't have to add stupid, silly music.
Which basically the tone that plays when Arthur gets his ass kicked by Orm, because he's never faced anyone like him before, and Orm has been training for this pretty much from day one, and so is Arthur, but only off and on. Arthur is pretty much all instincts and no discipline, and he has to get his ass saved by Mira, who gets in the ship, and Orm's like, wait a minute, that's my fiancée, what's she doing? Stop it! And they run away, and it seems like they might be dead, and Dom's like, well, shit, she's dead. And her dad is just basically like, that sucks.
Sucks to suck.
Because, I mean, I love him, but Drago is not the person you go to for a lot of emotional depth, let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I haven't seen Creed 2, I'm sure he's great in that, but anyway.
Oh, is he in Creed 2? I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah. I think the whole thing about Creed 2 is that... he's going up against the son of the guy that killed his dad.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen one Rocky movie, so I haven't seen Rocky's...
Yeah, I've only seen the first Creed. That's the only one I've seen.
I will watch the first Creed, because I do want to watch the Creed movies, but I don't want to sit through Rocky 2 all the way to Rocky Balboa. I don't want to see him interact with a robot. I don't really care. But anyway, and so basically... Mira says, okay, you know what? We were going to focus on, your personal development, or you being accepted by Atlantis, avenging your mum, and stuff like that, or stopping this war against the surface world. But nope, this movie is now a scavenger hunt! And basically, this is ancient trident forged by the first king of Atlantis, and we've got to go a bunch of places to, basically get these bits together. And there's this one thing that's like a holographic message. So where are we going to go? The Sahara Desert, which apparently used to be a sea, I guess, sure. And I don't know world history, sure, why not? And they basically, they jump out of a plane, and...
That's where they do the silly music, is when they come out of the plane and when they're on the... they just... in the trailer, they added cool music. In the movie, it was silly music.
Well, what a thing I've noticed about that scene, that poor pilot, he's got to step away from the controls and close that door now. Yeah. Otherwise the door's just going to be open the whole time. Close the door behind you, Arthur, jeez. I don't know how he did that. And they discover this under sand, I guess, temple full of, which basically they plug the recording thing and it shows them a map towards Luke Skywalker. No. And gives them a message about where to go next. And it's in a riddle. It's in the form of a riddle, and not like Graham McTavish, who plays the ancient king. Just telling them where they need to go next. So if they got the first bit, surely, why do we need a riddle? Why do we need a riddle? You're making this too complicated, Graham McTavish. But it turns out that leads them to Sicily. And then we get a scene which is speaking of the fucking Little Mermaid, it's like that scene where Prince Eric takes her out to town, and she goes around and sees all the things that the human world offers, and we've got a red-headed underwater princess doing just that, and she misunderstands things, and it's like...
And she eats a flower.
She eats a flower, and it's like...
Because she sees other people eating red things.
and it's like, damn it, this movie's stop being cute. Stop being fucking cute. This is adorable.
Oh god, and the Pinocchio reference.
Yeah, they get a Pinocchio. Oh yeah, because they escape in the mouth of a whale. And I just wanted one scene. I just wanted one fucking scene where Aquaman goes, "Can you help us?" Another fucking Finding Nemo joke. Jeez, all the fucking underwater Disney movie jokes we can mention are already in the movie.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
What is wrong?
He even says that he was thinking of the movie. He didn't know Pinocchio was a book.
Oh god, this is more a Disney reference than an actual Marvel movie who are owned by Disney. What the fuck is up with this?
They do that in Black Lightning too. They reference constantly Disney stuff, and I'm like, really? Why?
I mean, all we've gotten in the main Marvel movies so far is that one Pinocchio song. Jeez.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so they have a nice fun. They get to know each other a little better, and then Black Manta shows up, and he's basically taken. Here's the thing, something we did mention earlier. He's been working with Orm to basically engineer a scenario for him to get all the Atlanteans on his side. He's the one behind the nuclear sub-attack, and in exchange for his services, he gets a load of Atlantic weapons. And every time they meet this guy, every time Black Manta and Orm meet, like via water hologram thing, it's always in the most scenic of locations, like at night on the top of his submarine with his knife, and then on a desert island. It's just like, this guy just like, I kind of want to be Black Manta. I want to be like a modern day technology pirate that gets to live on the high seas.
Yeah, where does he, like, it looked like they were, I mean, there was a couple scenes that looked like this, but it looked like they were hanging out in Themyscira. Like, where are they?
It's pretty cool, and he gives him a bunch of Atlantean technology, and any other villain would just take the technology and use it to, against the hero. Not Black Manta. He takes it, strips it down, reverse engineer it, and turns it into a fucking laser helmet.
They seriously just could have given him the helmet, been like, this is something that we used to use a long time ago. But the fact that they let him make his own weapons is really cool. And
it shows how interesting this character is. In fact, I think he's so interesting. He could have been the main character, the main antagonist in this whole movie. They could have saved the whole Atlantis thing for the next movie.
I think that they're setting him up. They're getting ready for hopefully a sequel.
They use him to a reasonable amount in this movie. It's very well done. And he ambushes them in Sicily with a bunch of backup Atlantean stormtroopers. And he's got a really fucking powerful cannon thing that like burns Aquaman quite badly. And they fight, Mira fights them, and it's a big whole chase thing where they're basically running through people's houses. And it's pretty damn cool. And Mira, her superpower is basically she can control water. It's aquakinesis, basically. But all kinds of liquids, really, because she like gets knocked into like a wine cellar and just like, okay, fine, wine missiles, yo. Yeah,
she starts stabbing people with like wine icicles. It's so cool.
She could have just brought out the wine and made it like flow out, and then a bunch of Italian people look up like, oh no, what are you doing? You're wasting the good wine. But no, she just like stabs people with them, and it looks so cool. This movie does what any good superhero movie, which is goes beyond the fucking obvious. And it gets inventive and gets creative. It's really, really great. And so they basically find the next point in the scavenger hunt, and Arthur defeats Black Manta. He gets knocked off a cliff, and it looks really cool. I'm just thinking like, well, I guess he's out of the movie then. Bye, Black Manta, I miss you.
Yeah, I was like, he's an actual human person, right? Because he just got like strangled and then blown up and then thrown off a cliff. How the hell is he ever gonna survive this?
Right, he's got the armor, I guess. So, and also, a stubborn enough person can survive just about anything.
He has plot armor if they ever want to do Aqualad.
Ask your local blacksmith for plot armor. And then we get basically another. Basically, we get the scene from Wonder Woman with her and Chris Pine on the boat, with basically them on the boat and them learning a bit more about each other and stuff, nursing his wounds, and then fucking H.P. Lovecraft porn comes up and starts to kill them.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I mean, they said a lot of these action scenes are during the day, and it's very well done. I prefer action scenes during the day just because it's easier to see these. These are creepy fish creatures at night during a thunderstorm, like a whirlpool and stuff, and like when the lightning lights up the sea, you see the sea is full of these things.
It's where James gets to be a horror director for a little bit again.
And the CGI on them isn't that great, but it's at night and it's creepy looking, so it works. And the scare one is scary enough. And this is swarms of these things. I think they're from like the trench, like deep sea. Hang on, but if they're like from the really deep sea, like the trench and stuff, wouldn't they not be able to survive with less pressure? But I don't know. And
this is like, I didn't think they were gonna do the trench. Like, I thought there was gonna be like another storyline later because they half mention it, and it was such a big storyline in the comics. But no, they did it.
Oh, okay. This is. I think we just made me realise that it's the best kind of superhero movie. This simply because it's accessible to people who aren't familiar with the characters, like me, and people who are familiar with the characters and the comics and the backstory and all that. So it's fun for everyone because, like DC, especially with Suicide Squad, we're just like, we're doing this for the fans, and I'm like, well, great. As a fan, that's great, but there are so many people out there that aren't going to be familiar with these characters, and they're not going. And they're not going to have a good time watching this. So you need to make sure it's accessible to as many people as possible.
Yeah, and I don't like even though I'm such a big DC fan, I don't know anything about Aqua people. I don't know anything about Atlantis. Like, I only know tangentially what other people have told me. This worked really well.
Yeah, cultural osmosis only gets you so far. But basically, it turns out there's a giant whirlpool they got to get to the bottom of, and that's where they're going to find this person. And they both get through, and they're rescued by, dun dun dun, Nicole Kidman, who is slightly older, dressed in all white, and has been exiled to this other world. Oh my god, this is a rip-off of Hope Van Dyne. Or no, Jana Van Dyne. Jana Van Dyne.
That's all I could think of when I saw her. I was like, wow, she looks a lot like Michelle Pfeiffer, huh?
yeah. And once again, we must ask the question of how has she survived? What has she eaten? Why is she not crazy from loneliness? And it turns out she's basically there.
I think it's a little bit easier to live on a deserted island in the middle of the earth than it is in subspace.
It's the center of the Earth, which is A, not a liquid molten mass, and B, like they got to in 5 seconds, never mind the fact that it's like millions upon millions of miles down in the center. But anyway. And so she was sacrificed to the trench for giving birth to Arthur, but she managed to escape and get there. And it turns out that there's it's called the Carathen, but it's basically the Kraken. It's the Kraken. And it's guarding the trident, and only a true person who's meant to hold the trident, who shall be claimed King of England, can get the trident. And she couldn't get it, obviously, because despite the fact that she's the Queen of Atlantis, she's not meant to have it. Like, she is royalty. Like, come on. But it turns out Arthur's the one who's supposed to prove his worth and get it, because only the chosen, if he be worthy, shall wield the power of Thor. I mean Aquaman. So... And then they go to get the trident, and then this big giant tentacle monster comes up, and it can talk.
Julie Andrews.
Of all the people, they got fucking Mary Poppins. And I did not realise this when I saw the movie, because I was just picturing this really scary sounding. But it's Julie Andrews.
It's Julie Andrews. She wasn't in Mary Poppins Returns, but she is in this movie.
And it's so... Because, like, Julie Andrews, for me, is the source of all things lovely and pure, and she's a scary underwater space squid.
It's awesome. Like, I'm sure she had, like, a ton of fun doing it.
It made me, when I found out, it made me want to re-watch the movie. I've only seen it once, simply to enjoy that scene again, knowing that it's Julie Andrews. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, Arthur proves that he is worthy through ways of dramatic speech.
He talks to her.
Yeah.
Because he can understand her.
Oh, yeah. And third act moments, he gets it, and he gets the trident, as well as spiffy new duds, which looks similar to the costume from the comics, which doesn't really work given his new look. He's a bit of a darker Aquaman, so now that he's got the bright gold orangey thing and the green gloves and greaves and stuff, it doesn't look as good, but it's still, let me put it this way, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, no, it's still Jason Momoa under that suit.
And weirdly, conversely, Orm is much lighter tones of his skin tone and his hair colour. He's got like the bleach blonde hair with the kind of like the weird back mohawk.
I hate it. It
looks kind of stupid, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know, he makes it work. So it's kind of weird. And he's got this new Ocean Master outfit, which I'll be honest, that does look fucking amazing.
I love the mask.
The mask
That's
looks good.
so cool. And it moves with him, which is weird and probably shouldn't happen, but I appreciate that it does.
It's Atlantean technology. They can make it work. It's one of the reasons.
Expressive masks.
It's one of the reasons why the new Spider-Man looks great, because they allowed his eyes to move, make it a bit more expressive. Yeah. And so it's great. And so then we get the big battle. Like, basically, Orm's been going from place to place, conscripting all these people in. So he's got Drago on his side. Then it goes to Jamon Honsu as a fish person, making an exodus from Marvel. And this is saying, you're going to join me. No, I will not. And you know, just to prove it, I will swim right up close to you with a giant trident so you can stab me. But you know you won't do it. Stab. Ugh. And basically, because
his daughter has to take over.
Basically, yes. And they conduct this giant war against Maya lurks that can talk. They're yeah, I don't. You know what they are? Crab people. Basically, yeah. But they're not like animalistic like the trench people. They can talk and they sound kind of awesome. And basically saying, you can go shove it. They're basically, do you know what they are? They're basically like the dwarves in the Battle of the Five Armies. In terms, I know this kind of reminded me of that. I kind of wish they had the twirly whirlies, but anyway. And sorry, just one second. There we go. And so and it basically erupts into this big underwater all-out war, which could have been slightly better lit. But aside from that, it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's where it really shows that you can tell that everyone has their own aesthetic. I like that the crab people can't swim; they can only stay on the ground.
They can scuttle.
Yeah, and I love their giant like crab mech things.
It looks great, and you can clearly tell who everyone is. All the different technology, and the lasers look great, and the battles look great, and people swimming on fucking seahorses look great. They shouldn't look great, they're on fucking giant seahorses, but they look great, and sharks, and everything. And then Arthur turns up, and because he can talk to fish, and control fish, they even included like the whole Sonic out of his head sort of thing, like from the old cartoons. And it works.
And it's like a similar sound effect too.
I don't know. And he turns all their animals basically against them, and then they all look at him and like, holy shit, it's the half-breed. Wait a minute, he's got that special trident thing. Well, fuck you all, we're following him now, because he's got the stick. He's got the glow stick of destiny.
He's got the king stick. He gets to be king now.
Like in therapy, he has this talking stick, so only he can talk.
Exactly. Mom said it's my turn to be king.
And they're like, screw you, Orm, we're against you. And big old fight. And then it ends with Orm and Arthur having a big punch-up on top of this ship on the surface. It looks a bit dark again, but it's not too bad. I'm just tired of dark supervillain fights, I really am. And it's a great fight. He managed to defeat him because he's got the special stick. And he chooses to spare his life. Easy to learn empathy when it's your own half-brother. But here's where it gets interesting. Nicole Kidman turns back up.
Yeah, why wasn't she helping in the fight?
Yeah, well, she just turns up. I'm going to turn up when it's convenient, thanks for dramatic convenience.
She went back to Atlantis to raid her wardrobe and then came back.
Oh my god, I miss these things. Now, where's that son of mine? Huh? And so she turns up, and Orm basically collapses at that point, just like, I know I said I don't love you, but... oh, mummy. And it's really sweet and really effective. And he gives up. He surrenders. And it ends with Arthur saying to him, when you're ready to talk, we can talk. And Orm like accepts that. He doesn't shoot him like a vengeful glance or saying, you haven't heard the last of me. And like, next time, G.I. Joe, next time. He doesn't do that.
They're going to talk it out.
They're going to talk it out. And it's a really mature and sophisticated thing, like showing like, yes, he was misguided, and yes, he did bad things, but he's still a person, and there's a chance for them to salvage some kind of relationship out there.
Yeah, and there's a way to solve this pollution problem without killing every person on land.
Simple. We just need to harpoon Donald Trump. Anyway.
Yeah.
And
kill one person on land.
And then Nicole Kidman reunites with Jango Fett, and like every single morning or sunset or whatever, he goes to the pier, finds he's not there, and walks sadly away. But not today. No, then we get together, and it's just like, oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, my brother who was like kind of a hard ass started crying, and I was like, oh.
It's easy to see why you would. Because here's the thing: the emotions in this movie are earned. We saw Jango Fett and Nicole Kidman getting to know each other better, and it was clear they had great chemistry and really got on well together, and they had fun together. And honestly, they had a lot more chemistry, I will admit, than Aquaman and Mira. Simply because, well, I mean, they got good chemistry by the end, but
I think actually they kind of work really well as just kind of friends that help each other out. I didn't like the romance aspect of it; felt a little bit forced because of like it has to happen because it happened in the comics.
Yeah, and but at the beginning it really annoyed me because it was like bickering, like, ugh, I don't like you, ugh, I don't like you, like that bullshit. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
We know you guys are gonna fuck. You might as well just start liking each other because
why do we have to start this? Why does it always start with like, I hate you, and then oh my gosh, you're so hot? Like,
do you know what I want? I want a movie where we see two main characters bicker constantly, and then someone at the end says, well, why don't you two get together? And just like, haven't you not been listening? We hate each other. We don't get on. Like, it wouldn't work. What were you expecting? And but Arthur becomes king of Atlantis, Mira by his side, and everything seems pretty happy, and it's a decent ending. Then we get a mid-credits scene, not an end-credits scene, thank God, and I sticked around to the end. Black Manta is rescued by Randall Park, who I guess decided didn't want to be in Ant-Man anymore.
Yeah, this is the second movie that I've been on that had Randall Park in it.
Yeah, and we've seen this character before in the movie, interspersed with like various news clips. We've been saying, there is an Atlantis, there is an Atlantis, there's an Atlantis with fish people and all sorts. And everyone like, really? Like, what are you basing that on? And he's like, fucking nothing!
Yeah, he just thinks that it exists.
I hate it when movies introduce characters with evidence of something genuinely happening, and then they expect the audience to get on board with them, but they never show these people introducing like fucking evidence. Like we never see that. It like annoyed me in fucking Stargate when the main character was just like, hey, I think aliens built the pyramids. I'm basing this on nothing. Oh, guess what? What? Aliens built the pyramids. I fucking knew it. How did you know it? How did you fucking know it? Anyway. And so basically, he plays Dr. Stephen Shin. And he basically rescues Black Manta from the sea. And it's basically like, I'll get you. That's the I'll get you next time sort of moment for Black Manta. And he shoots a hole in his boat and it's funny. And then that's where we end the movie, and I just sat there thinking like, shit, did I just enjoy my second DC movie? Because, I mean, like, this movie on Rotten Tomatoes, when it first came out, it got like a 70-odd%. It's now at about 67%.
Yeah, it's going down.
I think that's a bit harsh, but I can understand why people think that, because this movie tries lots of different things. I think these things work, but it needed to be more focused.
I think it's a good movie. It's gotten a little bit overshadowed by Spider-Man, unfortunately. I think that's a great movie, but I think they probably needed to be more spread out time-wise, and I think that it's not like I'm used to DC movies being under way more scrutiny than they should.
It's understandable the scrutiny because they started out so poorly, so our expectations are higher. Marvel can get away with some more stuff and play things up a little bit more simply because we're used to them being excellent, which has its own set of expectations, in fairness.
Yeah, I mean, but like even movies from Marvel that I think are on like the same, are on par with kind of the quality of Aquaman, they don't get nearly, like, they're getting like 80s, 70s, like, people still love those movies and are like, they're fantastic and they're great and there's nothing really wrong with them, and I just don't think that's fair. I think people just assume because it's Marvel that it kind of gets a free pass.
Well, I don't know, maybe, but I'm willing to admit my bias towards Marvel. I think that's pretty fucking obvious by now.
I can make you say that you like DC. I have enough sound where I can do it.
I should be careful about this because Alex has basically access to a lot of recent Podcapers episodes and all the Podcapers audio, and she would easily edit me like blackmail materials saying, "I love DC. It is the best."
Well, you just did it for me.
Damn it! No, I do not give permission. This is out of context.
I could just cut the entire episode and leave that. How about that?
So let's talk about the individual characters and performances. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I have no complaints. No complaints at all.
He's the only person that could do that. I can't think of anyone that would be a better fit for that role.
I mean, possibly. I don't subscribe to that philosophy. I mean, there is such a thing as perfect casting. I know because I said that like 20 times in the last episode. But at the same time, I think with any given character, there are other people who could play the character. Maybe not as well, maybe just as good, maybe better, you don't know. But that doesn't mean I'm not satisfied with this actor, and indeed I fucking am. Because I love Jason Momoa. He's great, and I've seen interviews with him, and he just seems like the fucking nicest guy.
He's so chill. He's really... I love the video he did with IGN where he read all of the comments, and he just kind of... was laughing at himself, laughing at other people. At some point, he read a comment that said, "Did they just fix DC?" And he was like, "It wasn't broken," with like this very serious face that that he's kind of trying to keep.
It wasn't broken. Eyes dart back and forth, back and forth. That reminds me of the fucking Harley Quinn animated trailer. For her new TV series, where it's just
and that's a very good way to make movies and television, but
just like Poe face, just like, no, seriously, that's brilliant. No, it hasn't backfired horribly, but and because he's good when he's been serious, he's good when he's been funny. Like, for so long, despite the fact he did other things before that, we assumed he was the Khal Drogo kind of guy, the Conan Barbarian kind of guy, was serious and gritty and tough and just, like, cut people's heads off. But he's such a better actor than that. He's such a wider range, and his physicality means that we're not gonna see him, like, in a cheesy rom-com anytime soon. Like, where he whines about...
I'd be down for that.
I mean, I'd go and see it, sure, but no one's gonna cast him as that.
Yeah.
And it helps they got so many younger actors. Like, he's portrayed as an adult, as a 9-year-old, a baby, a 13-year-old, and a 16-year-old. And all the actors they got to play him looked just like him. And they're even good actors as well. Like, the actor plays him when he's 16, Kekoe Kekumano. I apologize if I get that name wrong. I mean... I rarely call these sort of things, but I think this guy, up and comer, I think he should be in more things, because he was in just one scene with Willem Dafoe. He gave a great performance.
But like that's the scene where he finds out that his mom is dead, and he's like, "Oh no!"
And I like pointing out things like ones to watch sort of thing. Yeah. And Amber Heard is Mira. She does not give a bad performance. In fact, as the movie went on, I liked her more and more. Mm-hmm. When she's like, "Oh, this is serious. Oh, you need to pay attention. You need to focus." It's just like, shut up. You're boring. I'm bored by you. You are not fun. And like, I hate the stereotypical hen-pecking female love interest who's like there to like basically nag the hero into doing his job. I think that's a very sexist trope, and B, like, I mean, it can work sometimes. Like, Hermione's great, but that's not all she is. And
I think she, like, around the time where they get the hologram to tell them where the trident is, I think that's like a very good moment of just her face when he says, "I could have peed on it." It's just so priceless. She's like, "Oh my god, you're so nasty."
Yeah, when the people relax and they get to know each other a bit, it works much better. And maybe that's what they were intending, like, to break down her barriers, to make her a bit more open and approachable. I think they could have done a better job with that, but a worse one. I haven't seen her that many other things, I think for good reason, but let me put it this way: this is not perfect casting, but it's not bad. I can tolerate her. She's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I really like the because I follow all this stuff because I'm just a massive DC dork, that I love the camaraderie between like her and Margot Robbie and Gal Gadot, and none of them have ever been in a movie together, but they're all in the same universe and they hang out all the time.
Yeah, and that's super nice as well.
Yeah, and I mean they Gal Gadot and Amber Heard both said that they wanted to do a Mira Wonder Woman movie, which could be very fun.
So we're getting like a Harley Quinn spin-off thing, like a Wonder Woman and Mira spin-off thing. I mean,
women are taking over DC, and I'm all here for it.
That's something Marvel does need to catch up on.
DC's best characters are their women, and that is something that I can't say as much for Marvel.
I mean, I'll be honest. My favorite DC character of all time, there are one or two I do like. My favorite DC character, when she's done right, is Lois Lane. She's my favorite because she's so in your face. She's so aggressive in a good way. She's so smart aleck and brassy and dedicated, and she makes fun of Clark Kent all the time, and I just love that.
Yeah, and I love maybe like
I don't like it when Amy Adams.
But I love Amy Adams. She has auditioned for Lois Lane maybe 4 or 5 times before she finally got it. She loves Lois Lane.
I'm sure. The thing, I think Amy Adams could play the character very well. I don't think they write Lois Lane very well. I much prefer her in a lot of animated stuff, like in the animated Superman cartoon, like the first one. Not like the old Fleischer Brothers serials. She was just so fun, and she's played by Dana Delaney, and she was just great, and I love that. And she much prefer her to Superman 10 times. Jeez, and then we got Willem Dafoe as Volko. You did not need Willem Dafoe for this. Willem Dafoe is great in this role. It could be played by basically anyone.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the kind of stereotypical mentor role. I don't think that it was anything new.
They could have expanded upon the character more. He showed that he's very much the Varys from Game of Thrones kind of character. The best thing would be like, he's dedicated to the throne and just the throne. He'll do what's best for the realm and no one else, and he's willing to work behind your back in order to do so. And that's kind of interesting. But Varys does that.
Yeah,
far more.
I would have liked to see more interaction between him and Atlanta, so we understood why he cared so much and why he wanted to protect Arthur.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot more they could have done with this character, but this movie is stuffed full of character development of other people. So if one character was going to get less development, it was probably going to be him. Then we get, speaking of character development, we get Patrick Wilson as Orm/Oster Master, and great villain. I think he's probably, thinking about it, the best DC villain we have to date. Fuck you, Zod. Fuck you, Steppenwolf. Fuck you, Lex Luthor. Fuck you, Ares. Like, this is the best one.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the best developed one, and he's even though like I'm not a big fan of Patrick Wilson, and I don't know how I feel about him in this role. I think that they did a very good job at making him kind of, and it's taking another piece from Black Panther, trying to make him as realistic as possible of a person.
Yeah, it's clear you couldn't draw a lot of parallels to Black Panther, which I don't really care to do, because I mean this is like going back to, there's lots of parallels between like that and maybe even Star Wars, but Arthurian legend. A lot of people I know have been saying like, the king, prodigal, all those sorts of things, like tasked, sword from the stone sort of thing. There's lots of parallels to draw from, so it doesn't really make much sense to go too far into it. You could say that like that Killmonger was reminiscent of Mordred or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so there's plenty of parallels, but I think we should just judge the movie on its own merits. And judging Ocean Master on his own merits, I think there's a lot there.
Yeah, I think that I think while it's obvious that like they had to go a certain direction, I do wish that they put a little bit more emphasis on the fact that Arthur is not actually going to be a king. He's probably just going to leave it up to Mira to do everything, which is what he does in the comics. And I wish they would acknowledge that a little bit more. Like he just goes off and makes sure Atlantis doesn't fall apart. He's not going to deal with the everyday.
Yeah. King Arthur, we need you to ratify this new tax plan. King Arthur, what about these new social programs? King Arthur, we need to talk about a deal between land rights between the fisher people and the crab people.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna get drunk.
He's gonna be too busy if they ever do another Justice League movie. He's gonna be too busy with that. He's not gonna be. How long is he actually gonna be in Atlantis? He's probably gonna go back to land fairly quickly.
This is why you need a fucking parliament, Arthur.
Yeah.
We realised this somewhere around the Magna Carta. Come on. Then we get Dolph Lundgren as Drago, and he's there. He's fine. Doesn't need a lot of development. I think they could have gone a bit further into his relationship with Mira. Sometimes I forgot that he was a father.
It felt super tacked on, because I think that's another thing that when I was doing, I was looking up trivia for stuff, Mira has never been related to Nereus. In fact, she was supposed to marry him at some point.
Ugh.
So, it feels really tacked on that he's her father. They don't need it, but I think they needed an explanation for why she's a princess.
I do think it's interesting that he's part of a different faction of Atlantis, because let's see, there's the
he's from the other kingdom that has human-looking people.
Yeah,
which is weird that there's 2 of them out of 7.
Also, it's weird. It's weird that there's another faction that we never got to see because they all died, called the Deserters. And no, you can't call people the Deserters because it makes it sound like you're mispronouncing deserters.
It does. It super does.
That's a terrible name. Terrible fucking name.
I think they hit every single one, right? There were 7, and I think they said 3 of them were kind of non-existent anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's an interesting world. That's why I say it's an interesting lore.
Yeah.
And then we get David Kane / Black Manta, who is the second best, only the second best because he gets less screen time, DC villain to date. He trumps all of them again.
He's very cool.
He's very cool, very cool. Why wasn't he in fucking Suicide Squad? He's far better. Oh, God.
That actually would be really interesting. I would like to see him in, if they ever do Suicide Squad 2, which apparently Margot Robbie hates David Ayer, so probably not. Or no, but James Gunn.
Oh yeah, they're getting James Gunn. Oh, I mean, I like James Gunn, and I want him back in making movies, but that's this is so unfair. This is so unfair. I hate this. I want to help, but I can't because I have no power.
Yeah, I mean, he did that whole thing was just a huge cluster.
A cluster of awfulness and stupidness, and he's going to go into make it with DC, and he's going to make a great DC movie because he's James. Mind you, I say that David Ayers is a great director, and he made a terrible DC movie. So
that's true. I mean, I think he just made a movie that he's not good at making. He made a very out of genre film for himself, and it doesn't work. He's not good at that. He's not good at comedy.
Bright was better, and I like Bright. Shut up. Anyway, and then we get Nicole Kidman as she's from Atlantis. Atlanta, and she's from Atlanta. No.
And the first king was King Atlan.
Atlantis needs a much better naming system, and we've got Arthur as well. Geez, I mean, it's like if my name was Edenschmer.
I honestly don't think DC's very good with their naming conventions. Everyone from Atlantis, you can tell they're from Atlantis because of their names, and then
Lagan.
Jim
name is
Gordon named his daughter and son just their parents' name. Just I get kind of one being a junior, but why do they both have to be junior? Flash named his kids Dawn and Dawn. Why is everyone so bad at naming things?
You're Lagoon Boy? Well, your real name is Lagan.
Lagan. Yeah, it's why do you even bother with a secret identity at that point? Your name is just is the same thing. And
I'm an alien. I'm an alien from Mars. My name is John Jones, and this is my niece, Megan Moores.
Yeah, interesting that their names are so close to human names.
Funny. And we get a couple of actors in there. Graham McTavish, I mentioned, plays Atlan. Fine, great. He's on loan from The Hobbit. Tamira Morrison plays Thomas Curry, the lighthouse keeper. It's great. It's fine. There's a guy called Ludi Lin who plays Merc, the captain of the Men of War, basically the stormtroopers.
Yeah, he shoves his face into a toilet.
Yeah, funny, yeah. A lot of toilet humor, geez, in this movie, actually thinking about it. But it's sparingly. Randall Park, as we mentioned, Stephen Shin, great, fine. A bit more of a serious character than we're used to seeing Randall Park as. He's got a bit of range.
I'm kind of interested in seeing like what they do with that, because obviously the direction they're going in is him and Manta teaming up. So like he's gonna be a big bad.
Possibly. I mean, it's possibly, who knows. And then we get Michael Beach, who plays the dad of Black Manta. He's in the one scene, but he's great in it. It's clear, you know, I just want to sign and talk about, it's clear that these two have such a very close connection. They talk about his grandfather and how in World War II, and how he was one of the original Frogmen, and how he was rejected. It's implied, I think, or outright stated, because of the colour of his skin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he went back to the sea as a pirate. Gives him like this special knife, and he and his dad have such a great camaraderie and a great relationship. In just a very short amount of time, we're shown this. We instantly get the connection. We see it's a good, positive connection, despite the fact that they're bad guys. They have a lot of chemistry, the actors, and it does it really well in like less than 5 minutes. It's really well done.
Yeah, and I think that like this is a perfect setup for Aqualad. Like if he has daddy issues because his dad died and he loved him very much, give him a son, make him a dad.
Oh god, that would be so. Oh god,
I just really want their like just remake Young Justice into a movie. How about that?
Do it, Greg Wiseman. If you're still listening, do it. And as mentioned, we get Jimon Honsu, who doesn't get as many roles as he should do for being so good an actor. Like, pops up. He played second fiddle in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, and now he's second fiddle, but not even that, he's like fifth fiddle, sixth fiddle in this movie. We don't even see his face, he's all CGI. And
yeah, he's like, I heard that he was in this movie. I swear to you, I did not notice it was him.
Well, I didn't either. And he's got
forgot.
I mean, for God's sake, this guy played Black Panther in one of the animated motion comics, I think. And he was great in that. He's got a very distinctive voice. He's a good actor. Barely mentioned it, but anyway. And that's all the people we need to talk about. We're talking about Julie Andrews. She's just surprised, Julie Andrews. And it's so weird. It's like Glenn Close again in a Guardian of the Galaxy. It's just like, really, but okay, and it works because great actor, fucking great actor, amazing. Like it's a bit like, okay, do I want to be in the new Mary Poppins movie as a small cameo, or do I want to be a giant sea beast? Yeah. I mean, like. Supposedly the excuse is that she didn't want, like she just said she didn't want to be in a Mary Poppins movie if she wasn't gonna be able to sing, and she can't sing anymore. Yeah. But like, it's I like to think that it's just because she really wanted to be a giant sea monster. Imagine if that fucking sea monster broke out into like her version of Poor Unfortunate Souls or something. I don't know. And that's it. We're done with the fucking Disney movie. We're done with the fucking Little Mermaid jokes. And this movie has gotten such a positive reaction, aside from maybe a few critical scores. Even then, it's still been mostly positive. That a sequel is in the works. Jason Momoa is fully into it.
Oh, and I'm sure he would play Arthur forever if he could.
Apparently, he's told Sci-Fi Wire that Jason Momoa has the beginning for a sequel planned out, and Toby Emmerich and what was his name? Peter Safran, who's the producer on this, basically pitched it to the studio, and it's been given the go-ahead. So we will see more Aquaman, and they were apparently the studio is very enthusiastic about that idea. I'm not surprised; it's made them a ton of money. Yeah. I really appreciate a lot the dedication. Even if the movies don't do well, the actors are so freaking dedicated to these characters. Like the fact that like the only reason why we're getting a Birds of Prey movie and not a Sirens movie is because Margot Robbie's favorite DC character is Huntress. Yeah, and that's the thing, see, if the people making these movies care about them, they're going to be much better. This is why people didn't like Man of Steel, because we get the impression that no one really gave a damn. Like, Zack Snyder, A, doesn't understand these characters, and B, I don't think he really cares about them that much. I don't think he's at, like, Michael Bay level of not caring about something. But, like, you give him a decent enough job that pays enough, Zack Snyder will do it. And
I mean, I think that he's always been a fan of DC stuff. The fact that he's done multiple DC movies now, he did Watchmen, and then he did...
Because they keep paying him! They keep paying him!
I like, honestly, I feel like the thing that it feels like doesn't care is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers... Because we are destined with these movies, all of their movies, not just DC movies. Warner Brothers meddles in everything.
That fucking Crimes of Grindelwald.
Yeah, yes, that too. Like they don't, for some reason they just don't trust their creators at all, and so they shove their fingers into everything and try to make it. They want another MCU, and I don't think that's viable for DC characters. I don't think the Marvel aesthetic is good for DC characters. No, I really think it's good for Marvel characters.
Well, I mean, it depends. What you need to do is you take what works for Marvel and adapt it to your scenario. So, like with the framework for how the movies are planned out: origin, team up, establish world, boom. When they tried it backwards, it didn't fucking work. And if they tried to, with a lot of the characters of Marvel to make it work for DC, that might not work, because then you've got characters making jokes they shouldn't have.
Marvel had to do it because who the hell knew anything about Iron Man before Iron Man? No one.
I did!
They had to do it that way. Well, yeah, because comics, but like, people who... The reason why the MCU is so popular now is because they made those characters household names, where... Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're already there. They didn't super need to go through and do all of the origins for those guys because everyone already knew who they were. I mean, they did for Man of Steel, and eventually they did for Wonder Woman, but I don't think it was...
Shazam? No one knows who Shazam is. I barely...
Yeah, he's getting an origin movie before he ever showed up in Justice League.
I mean, I knew fuck all about Captain Marvel / Shazam before that. I saw the trailer for that movie and I thought, oh shit, I've got to read that Jeff Johns run now, haven't I? And I have, and it was good.
I absolutely fell in love with him in Young Justice. Again, I love Young Justice. I love... Oh God, who's the guy who plays him? He's from Parks and Rec. Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe plays him.
Rob Lowe plays him in the first episode he's in, then Todd Lowe plays him from then on. They could only get him for like that one episode, but it was still great. And speaking of Jeff Johns, he was involved in the story for this. The screenplay was written by David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick and Will Beall. The story is by Will Beall, James Wan, and Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns, big name in DC.
I mean, Jeff wrote pretty much all of this new Aquaman stuff is all Jeff Johns.
So he would know. He would fucking know the character.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, but he was also involved in, like, there's a reason why he's no longer the head of DC Entertainment, because he was involved with the meddling.
But, like, if you get him involved in the story, like, he knows the characters, so he can help set up the world, and it means we're not coming from nothing.
Yeah.
And, it makes for a damn good movie. Question must be asked. Now, here's the thing. David Malofsky recently basically issued a declaration on Facebook. He said that this movie is better than Wonder Woman. Alex, do you agree?
I think it's, like, third in my favorite DC movies. And like, Wonder Woman's my number 2. So I think...
Wait. What's your first?
Batman vs Superman. The director's cut, not the theatrical release. At least it's not Suicide Squad, which was my favorite for a while. I really liked Margot Robbie a lot.
Okay, so don't worry. I didn't kill your parents. I just killed your dog. You know.
But I think nothing will ever in any movie ever make me feel the way Wonder Woman did, and I think that's part of it. Is like, I still bawl my eyes out in the No Man's Land scene.
Yeah,
and I think
really, you cry at that scene? I mean, it's a great scene, but why would you cry?
Yeah, because it's like, it is this badass woman that we've never seen. Like, it is the way the scene is framed, and just like, it is definitely like the best scene in all of every DC movie ever. Is just that walk on and just taking a bomb and being like, no, fuck your bomb.
Fuck your bomb, I'm wearing a skirt.
That movie, like, and I like Aquaman a lot. Maybe it is a better movie overall, but I think that nothing will ever make me feel like Wonder Woman did.
I think that maybe, possibly, one or two individual elements of Aquaman might be slightly better, if not just as good, as Wonder Woman. I think when you take the movie as a complete sum of its parts on the whole, I think Wonder Woman is better, but not by much. These are still both very good, very enjoyable movies.
I think Aquaman, like, has a good through line and stays the same quality the entire movie, where Wonder Woman, like, has such a great first and second act, and then the third act is like, oh god, this is just kind of... It could have gone a different direction. It probably would have been better if you did go a different direction with it.
Yeah, and the thing about Wonder Woman is that movie had a lot of focus. Going back to this movie, it doesn't. Sometimes it seems focused, and then it goes into another thing. And they could have just, like, cut that out, make that a bit more streamlined. Honestly, I think you could have cut out the whole first bit of them going to Atlantis, as good as those scenes are, and it's gone straight to them going on scavenger hunt. I think that would have been just as good.
I don't think fighting Orm that first time was needed. I think meeting Orm maybe was needed, but, like, the whole fight I don't think was necessary, because we knew, like, they set it up, and, like, we have so much movie left, of course he's gonna lose.
Yeah, which is not to say it wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't fun. That's the thing that saves the movie. It is a lot of fun. But it's not necessary. And you can't have incidental stuff like that in a movie. You need to make sure you trim the fat and make sure it's...
This movie is already so freaking long.
Honestly, the only bits you needed to trim out of Wonder Woman were, like, the beginning where she's like in that art place in Paris doing fuck all.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think it needed the framing of, like, what she's doing after Batman vs Superman.
Ooh, she got a note from Batman. What fun.
Yeah. And it, like, didn't set anything up for Justice League, so it really, really didn't matter.
Yeah. And, so it's kind of mixed in terms of critical response, but most people do seem to think that it is fun and enjoyable. And you know what? If a movie's fun and enjoyable, that's good enough for me, because so many of these DC movies not only are terrible at a technical level, but also aren't fun. Man of Steel was not fun. Batman vs Superman was not fun. Suicide Squad tried so hard to be fun, but was not fun. And even Wonder Woman, due to the fact that even though it was in World War I, was fun. And the best part of Justice League, even though I don't like that movie, were the fun bits. So
I really, like, I've always hated that word in, like, as something that it needs to be. Like, I don't think that it needs to be fun, quote unquote. I think it just needs to be good characterization, like, absolutely beautiful cinematography, which is what Batman vs Superman has going for it. Great music, which Justice League definitely doesn't have going for it. I love Danny Elfman, but he just reused his own shit. Like, I'm so petty about what happened with Justice League. I hate Joss Whedon. I can't stand him.
That is nerd blasphemy. How dare you?
I know. Well, okay. I was willing to give him the benefit of doubt for a very long time. After Justice League, and after he said that DC's not ready for boobs in a bat suit, I'm done with him. He was progressive in the early 2000s, and he hasn't gotten any better.
Well, considering the fact that people had a very negative reaction to Ruby Rose for some reason, which I cannot fathom, honestly.
The negative reaction was the fact that people think that she's everyone's go-to lesbian, that no one knows any other lesbian actress, and that she's not Jewish. It's not that she was a woman at all.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like keyed in on all of that. But when he got fired from Batgirl, he kind of had a hissy fit.
Ah, I see. Okay, that's not good. I would need to know more about that scenario to comment on it, but that does not sound good.
Who's writing Batgirl, supposedly, if that's still happening?
I've no idea.
The same woman who wrote Bumblebee.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
I'm down for that. Jeez. I mean, I knew that he was doing a Batgirl movie. I thought he was still on there, but
Nah, he got fired after Justice League for obvious reasons.
Well, the thing is, he came into that at the 11th hour and basically was like, okay, we can't use this director.
That movie was done. He literally, like, no matter the quality of it, he could have just finished the editing and went out there. Instead, he did a million reshoots, rewrote essentially the entire script, and added the Flash falling into Wonder Woman's boobs for no reason.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
That movie was totally done. Except for, like, they already were doing test screenings. There's a great video with Kevin Smith where he's talking to a woman that was at one of the test screenings. And while the effects weren't done, like, Steppenwolf was still, like, blocks. There was, like, Darkseid was in it that, like, there was so much more to that movie that they just cut out. Like, they cut out 90% of Cyborg stuff. They cut out his mom. They cut out, like, Iris and the whole Flash stuff that was supposed to set up the Flash movie that probably isn't happening now. And it's like that. All he had to do was push it past the finish line, and he didn't. And then he turned around and said that, like, Zack Snyder is garbage, and he wanted Wonder Woman to wear the Batsuit at the end of the movie, and which is just all kind of super untrue and really fucked up that he is saying that when he came in after Zack Snyder lost his daughter, like. That man is gonna be the death of me.
Excuse me while I pick up my jaw from the floor. I'm like, okay, that's... Well, congratulations, you made me dislike Joss Whedon a little bit now, because, like, he's built up a lot of goodwill for me over the years, so it's gonna take a lot to get rid of that, but... Like,
yeah.
Oh, no.
I think part of the reason why I don't, like, I've never had this nostalgia for him is because, like, my parents were super into Buffy, but I wasn't. It, like, ended before I was able to care about TV.
It was the same for me, but I went back and watched it. Go back and watch Buffy. Like, okay, so here's the thing. I've always believed that you can separate the artist from the art. So even if he is a complete and utter bastard, I will still enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, I still like Cabin in the Woods. I think that's a great movie.
Damn right, it's a great movie, yeah. But, how much of that was Drew Goddard, though? Was it Drew Goddard that worked on that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's the director, and then Joss is, like, the producer/writer or something.
Okay. Well, I you know what? I just miss Tim Minear. Like, I watched fucking 911, that TV show that he works on. That's great. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was, because it's like a cable cop show. I was like, I don't know about this.
This is why I. Fair enough. It's got Angela Bassett in it. How bad can it be?
It's got Angela Bassett and Connie Britton, right? I think
Connie Britton is no longer in it. She was replaced with Jessica Love Hewitt.
But she does it a lot. She comes in for like one season or a couple episodes and just pieces out. She did that on Nashville and she did that on American Horror Story.
But anyway, we were talking about Aquaman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just came away with, and this is a weird movie to end Podcapers for the year on. Weird end this year, just because it's a good DC movie, and I've always said that I'd far rather watch a good DC movie than a bad DC movie, even though I hate DC, because it's something good, and it means that maybe DC are turning a corner. Maybe Shazam would be brilliant, and Wonder Woman 1984 would be brilliant, and now we can just have two great superhero franchises to enjoy. Yay!
Yeah.
And
I mean, I don't know how long. I mean, there's a couple more movies, but I don't know how long the MCU is going for anymore. They're going to lose their big guys, and I think it's gone enough time that I think it's time for them to just kind of round it out and maybe just have a few little stragglers.
I don't know, because I think it seems like they've been setting up all these side characters going on for so long. I mean, like, we're talking about maybe like a Scarlet Witch and Loki TV series. I'm down for that.
Yeah. I think that, like, all we'll have left in movies is maybe another Captain Marvel, definitely another Black Panther, and another Spider-Man. Yeah, I think that is going to be the end of it.
I mean, I'm terrified of these things going on forever, because that means they will peter out and they will stop at some point. But at the same time, I think the MCU could. Because here's the thing.
Well, the oldest one, X-Men's done. After New Mutants, they have nothing.
True, but those things have always been very slipshod. They've been not very well planned out, and they're very little. And they've had to deal with all sorts of people going and coming and going. And The MCU is much more structured and has much more potential to last longer. And I think if they could introduce new characters that become iconic in their own sense. Why not? And that could be characters maybe not often used in Marvel comics we haven't seen before in the live action. We could get a fucking Fantastic Four new movie, reboot that shit, and that could lead to
do it right, please. Do Fantastic Four good.
You know, fourth time's the charm.
Someone can try. I mean, maybe it can be a TV show. Maybe whoever is jumping ship from Netflix can join that new Disney streaming service and do a Fantastic Four TV show or something.
I don't know, but who knows? But I think the MCU has the power to continue on for many, many more years, even after Justice League. And DC, let's just take this point as the true birth of the DCEU. We'll include Wonder Woman in that somehow, and we'll forget about Justice League and Suicide Squad and all that shit, and we'll just focus on this, and hopefully 2019 will be a much brighter year. This year has been really up and down in terms of movies and politics, the world around us, my personal life, but I think there's been some great moments, some bad moments, some anger-inducing moments, and some sad moments. But I think the future is bright. I think I am such a skeptic. I really am. I tend to expect the worst sometimes, but I always hope for the best. And I think there's good reason to hope. I think that we have a lot of people working in the industry right now who are dedicated to being better and to including, and we've still got ways to go. We've still got so much more to do, but I think we've got people in place now who are willing to go that extra mile, who are willing to do that, who are willing to provide better stories, better characters, better opportunities, better representation.
Yeah,
and
nerds are taking over the companies, and I don't think we're going to see another Catwoman situation anytime soon.
Damn right, we're going to get some good ones like Birds of Prey and Mira and Wonder Woman. And that's not to say things can't go wrong, but you know what? If things do go wrong, you can bet Podcapers will be there. And if it goes right, or again, Podcapers will be there, because on this show, we decry the bad and we uphold the good. And believe me, Capers, we have got a lot more to come. We've got plenty planned for you in the new year, and so we shall see you then. In the meantime, I hope you all have a very good year. I hope you've all had a very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. And I think we're going to end it there. Thank you very much, Alex, for joining me today and for editing Podcapers so far.
Thank you. I've had a lot of fun doing it.
Well, I'm really glad. And if you enjoy the show, Capers, please tell your friends. As always, shout it from the rooftops. And if you haven't already, go back and listen to some of our other super episodes. Like, what was the last episode we had you on for?
Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man and Wasp, go see that. That was another fun movie. And you can listen to the show on iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, Spotify, or at podcapers.com. We have a Patreon. Check out the rewards. Patreon.com/AP2HYC. If you want to get in touch with us, suggest show topics, or maybe come on the show yourself, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at AP2HYC, or email us at podcapers@AP2HYC.com. Thank you very much to Dan Harris for our logo, the lovely microphone, the red and blue 3D glasses. Those are mine. And thank you for listening. This has been, and always shall be, Podcapers, the official podcast of a place to hang your cape. Cue the music!